As promised, everybody, we are back at the decks again to try and get a better practical feeling for this idea of EQ and how we can use it as DJs technically to make our mixes sound better. So just to get us started off here, I do have our course track Deep and Dark on the second deck here and our Into the Tech on the first track here. Now, if you'll remember from the previous video where we talked a little bit about the equalizations and visualized it, really when we are EQing our tracks, all we're doing is removing volume at a particular set of frequencies. So remember from our section about the equipment and the mixer, our mixers usually break our frequency bands or our equalizations into three categories: the lows, the mids, the highs. Our lows are usually those bass drums, those bass lines. The mids are kind of the vocal, the human elements, the melodics, and our highs are those hi-hats, those percussive elements. And so when we are turning those knobs clockwise, we are accentuating those frequencies. We are adding volume to those frequencies. So for example, if I play our Deep and Dark track here, and I add some bass, I'm going to basically turn up the lower end frequencies and everything's going to sound a lot more bassier. And the same can be said for the mids and the highs as well. And when I'm turning the knob counterclockwise, or to the left in this case, I'm actually removing those frequencies, or I'm turning down the volume on that. So I'm going to play the Deep and Dark track again. And you can hear the bass line is not as punchy, the kick drum is not as intense because we've really turned down the volume on a lot of those frequencies. So EQ can be really, really helpful, but it can also be abused very, very quickly. And holistically, as DJs, when we're using EQ, what we want to think about is how are we creating more space for other instruments to play? Because we don't have the precision that we did in our producer tool where we can actually go into particular frequencies and remove, we only really have kind of three areas that we can decide how we want to create more space. And when I say create space, I mean that there is only so much of the audio field or available to register particular frequencies, so that if we have two kick drums, for example, playing at the exact same time, so for example, if I go ahead and I forward our Into the Tech track to the bass drum, and I play both of these bass drums at the exact same time, there's only so much of the audio field that I can actually register and discern between those two kick drums. Sometimes you have samples that sound great together and they kind of create the sum is the greater than the parts, but other times it can kind of collide and kind of create a little bit of confusion. And so as DJs, we need to think about using EQ as a way to create space for different parts of the track. So if one bass drum is playing for a particular part of a track, maybe we remove the bass drum from a different part of the track. For example, in that particular example, we removed the bass elements from the Into the Tech track, and we kept the Deep and Dark at the same level in the bass frequencies or low end frequencies. And as a result, we could hear a little bit more of the bass line from Deep and Dark and not so much of the colliding of the bass drum from Into the Tech. And the same can be said for the other frequency ranges as well. We can add or remove to create space or accentuate different parts of the track in order to make our mix sound better. So for example, we could add some mid-range when we get to a part of the track that's very vocal, euphoric, melodic, and that can really get our crowds energized and build some of that energy. But in the same way that we can accentuate, we also want to be mindful of how we can create space, how we can remove elements so that we can let other parts shine. A lot of music is mostly contrast. And so the more we can create that space and that contrast to allow the frequencies of a particular track to project out, the more interesting we can keep our mix. So that's just been a little bit about EQ. We're usually using it when we are trying to make sure that our tracks are not colliding too much with each other by removing, and we are using it in other cases when we want to accentuate parts of the track for our crowd. So I hope you catch me in the next video where we talk a little bit about volume, which is kind of goes hand in hand with EQ because we are removing and adding volume when we're using our equalization section. And so I hope to see you there.